Happy Mother's Day. And today I learned something really strong in church today. And I just felt absolutely led to make another video. It's been a while since I uploaded. I'm gonna go into like what's been going on with me and how life has been later on. But I learned this today. Ephesians 5:28 through 23. Husbands ought to love their wives as their own bodies. He who loves his wife loves himself. After all, no one has ever hated their own body, but they feed and care for their body, just as Christ does for the church. For we are members of his body. For this reason, man will leave his father and mother and be united to his wife, and the two will become flesh. This is a profound mystery, but I'm talking about Christ and the church. And I just think that's such a beautiful thing, how we deny ourselves, right, and honor one another. Honor your wife, or if your wife, you're honoring your husband. And just what happens when you don't do that, right? The bitterness, the resentment that gets stored up. I want them to do this, or they should be doing this. That's just going to keep that fun and that love out of that relationship. But when you say, you know what, I do want this, but I love you more than the problems that I have, right? I'm gonna serve you, deny myself, and I'm gonna serve you to make sure you're happy, which will in short make me happy, right? Because if I'm mirroring Christ, I'm denying myself, and I'm following Jesus, right? I'm gonna be able to look past all those things that I might want you to do. It's like this little stuff, maybe just an argument that happened or whatever the case may be. I'm gonna be able to look past that and see you as the image bearer of Christ that you are, and I'm gonna love you regardless of what my flesh is telling me or what my mind is telling me, right? I'm not gonna hold on to maybe a fault that you make. Instead, I'm going to pursue you and what you want from me so that we can grow together, right? We made that covenant, so we gotta live through that, right? The covenant that we made with each other and we made with God. So when you allow these little shortcomings or these mistakes to completely derail what you guys signed up for when you got married, what you guys made that covenant for, it totally just ruins the relationship just because of one little thing, that you decided to hold on to. But when you say, you know what, I know this is what I want, but instead I'm going to do what you want, right? I'm going to deny myself and what I want for you, and I'm going to follow you anyway. And I'm going to love you regardless. I'm going to love you through that, and we're going to have fun through that. And that's what's going to get us through those situations that we might have with each other. Because if there's fun, if there's happiness in the relationship, you guys are going to be able to communicate effectively, and all those little worries are going to be a part of the past. But if you allow that to hinder and get in front of your guys' relationship, it's going to fall. It's going to get all twisted up. But if you do what Christ does as the church, right, like he does to the church, you become one, and you honor and love and serve one another. You guys are going to grow, right? We're not going to let little shortcomings, interfere with the covenant we made and the love that we have for each other, right? Do you love your spouse more than you love the problems that you guys have? If that's true, you're not going to allow problems to separate you guys. You're going to love each other through it. I'm a man, so I'm going to love my wife through that, and I'm going to mirror Christ in that situation, and we're going to have fun, and we're going to get through that together. So that's just what I learned in church today. I felt really led to make a new video. I started going to a new church. I started serving. It's called Radiant Church at South Tampa. If you live in Tampa, Florida, I definitely recommend it. I've been to several other churches in the past where they don't have the fellowship like that's at Radiant. I've met so many people. I'm on the welcoming team, and just how Holy Spirit filled that church is. I haven't had that worship in a while and been involved at a church, but I haven't been involved at a church like this ever. This is the first time I've actually been on a team at the church, been involved, whether it's the meet and greet, door, music. There's so many avenues that you can go down, even photography, that Radiant has available for you. And I implore you to find a church like that, because I was at churches in the past, and I was just, in the congregation. I just listened to the sermon, and I wanted to be out of there. And even when I tried fellowshipping at other churches, they didn't have that availability that this church has. So I definitely implore you to seek and get involved with your local church, or try to find a good church where you can get involved, because I've met a lot of good people, a lot of like-minded people in Christ, and it's so good to just share each other's faith and just explain and show the work that Christ has done in your life. And I just feel really stagnant when I'm not speaking about Jesus and the work that he's done. And the fact that my friend introduced me to a church where I'm able to do that is wonderful. So I implore you to look for that, and it's so nice to be able to be at a church that I have that opportunity. So that's just where I've been. My expectations were a little too high. That's why I haven't made a video in a while. I wanted to go out and publicly evangelize. I just haven't done it yet. I was a little nervous. Now, when I'm at work or I'm out and about, I have no problem telling people about Jesus. It's just putting the camera up and actually talking to them I kind of struggled with, but I'm over that. I'm ready to go forth and do with it. But I just got out of church today, and just what we spoke on was just so powerful. Ephesians 5:28 through 32. That was so strong, and it resonated with me so well. I knew I have to make a video about this. I have to, make sure this goes out so people understand that their problems are not bigger than God. God is bigger than their problems. And it's so important to just deny the self, deny any sort of resentment or bitterness or misunderstanding, miscommunication, or just inconsistencies that your spouse might have. It's so important to just love them through that anyway, and just deny yourself and pursue them in Christ, and just watch all those problems start to go away. And now things are being reciprocated, and that's wonderful, right? Because I've seen a lot of relationships end over just a few words, and, oh no, I'm right, and the other person don't know I'm right? Both of you become wrong in that instance, right? None of you are able to be the bigger person when you do that. But if you say, you know what, I listen to you, and I'm going to honor you through that. I'm going to forget what I want, and I'm going to do what you want. And I'm going to glorify God while doing that, and watch that relationship prosper, right? Now, it's totally different when sin is involved, right? Maybe your spouse is just doing things that are unfaithful. That's totally different. That's another subject for another time. But if it's just little things, we shouldn't be holding on to that. We should be, this is what I want, but instead I'm going to do what you want. Because I know that's going to help you, which is in turn going to help me. It's going to help this relationship, so we can actually have a solid communication going. And I just love that. And I felt so led to say that. And I'm so glad I'm back making videos again. It's been a while. My next video I wanted to do was public evangelizing. That's why it's been so long. But I wanted to say that, and hopefully I get to that next video. But I'm not going to make sure I take a long break. I don't want to do that again. It is Mother's Day, so I went and got my mom some flowers, and I got her a card and some chocolates. So yeah, hope you guys are doing something similar, or make sure there's good communication with your mother. She brought you here. So yeah, so it's very important to do that. So God bless you guys. I wanted to share that with you. And if I'm gonna end on anything, I'm going to end on Ephesians 5:25 through 27. Husbands, loves your wives just as Christ loves the church and gave himself up for her to make her holy, cleansing her by the washing with water through the word, and to present her to himself as a radiant church without stain or wrinkle or any other blemish, but a holy and blameless. So that's just very wonderful to know. And God has created marriage not just to make us happy, but he's done it to make us holy. So God bless you guys. Just make sure that we're not holding on to any sort of resentment or bitterness toward our significant other, or anyone else for that matter, but instead denying ourselves and following what they want. Following Christ, but honoring what they want, and mirroring Christ in that situation. We're not going to compromise, right? We're not going to start sinning because they want us to, but it's those little instances, those communication errors or things that happen within a relationship that can be easily overcome by saying, you know what, it's okay, right? I'm gonna go ahead and do what you want me to do anyway. Even though I wanted you to do this and it didn't work, I'm going to deny myself and I'm going to follow you. Mirror Christ, so they have a reflection to follow. So they have a example, a biblical example to follow. Because if you're going to follow your own desires, they're going to do the same thing. If you deny yourself, pick up your cross and follow God, they're going to do the same thing. So it's important not to hold on to these little things that separate us, but instead give it to Christ and honor and love one another and become one. God bless you guys. Happy Mother's Day. Treat your mom nice, and God bless you. I'll catch you guys in the next one.